Hello everybody, welcome to our Group 5 Knowit presentation. My name is Hua. My group has 6 members, including me, Fred, Jacob, Dylan, Randy, and Dylan. As you know, we had the previous chance to attend several wonderful presentations of many wood experts. They showed us how to collect wood environmentally, the production from trees to final products, how to build a house using those products, and many other interesting facts about wood. With the knowledge given to us, we have much better idea of how wood is conceived. Our presentation is divided into 3 parts. Firstly, we will talk about how timber affects social license and economy. Secondly, we would walk you through the value of wood in engineering. And finally, we will present the impact of trees on the environment. By the end of our presentation, you will get some general ideas about the advantage and drawbacks of using wood for construction. Besides, you will also understand how wood contributes to our daily life.
Economic and social license. We previously believed that wood is more expensive per unit of strength. This was not as true as what we once thought. Wood is less expensive than steel overall. However, for more structural aspects, to ensure proper load bearing, it can be more bulky and in turn more expensive compared to steel, which can be a smaller size in comparison. Given the fact that wood is harvested far from where it is used most of the time, it was previously thought that wood was more expensive to transport as a whole. However, because wood is much lighter and readily available countrywide compared to steel and other materials, this makes transportation easier, more efficient, and easily accessible product to use in construction. This does not seem truer for wood than any other natural resource used in structures, such as stone for concrete taken from quarries or metals and steel taken out of mines. Given so, it can be readily found in hardware stores, making shipping costs of wood overall lower than steel. Having the idea that wood harvesting is a flashpoint for protests, with examples such as Greenpeace and other professional protesters, is reasonable. However, it is noted that protests very rarely happen in this logging industry in the Ontario forests. We believe that improper harvesting methods deserve to be protested, which is correct, and that protecting the environment is a must. As mentioned in Andre's presentation, proper harvesting and oversight administration methods are used to maintain biodiversity, growth rates, to make sure that local and native groups are not negatively affected by any logging activities while maintaining a steady outflow of wood for consumption.
Continuing here with economic and social licensing. We previously said that the process of harvesting wood creates jobs which are seemingly low skilled. While this is true and good for the economy, it seems just as true for mining. The occupations are seemingly equal skill intensive, and if you compare wood to steel, it does require less labor. This material is also more versatile, as it can be made into almost any shape given the proper tools more easily than steel and concrete. From an outsider perspective, also, with some insider knowledge, it looks like they'd require a similar level of qualifications. To continue, it is undeniable that wood looks beautiful and feels great. It also dampens sound and can look modern or rustic. It feels connected to humans in some sense and is used in this way in hospitals, churches, and schools. Wood can not only look nice, but give more spiritual and calming sense to the room. Continuing now to engineering. To our previous knowledge, wood wasn't as strong as other materials per volume and isn't allowed to be used in the same way for tall buildings. However, this does not turn out to be true as we thought. because wood is actually as a similar strength to steel pound for pound, and there are numerous large-scale projects that use wood as its primary building element, such as St. David Catholic Elementary School, as discussed in the Knowit presentation, being a massive one-story wood frame structure. The video that's currently being played in the background is of the Brock Commons student housing in British Columbia, a massive 17-story timber residence structure in British Columbia that has a capacity for over 400 students. It is a testament to the capability and sheer strength of wood, as well as the advancements for those who built and designed it.
Termites and other insects will attack wood. Wood is more resistant to environmental factors than we initially thought because wood can be treated with various chemicals to help prevent warping, buckling, bowing, etc. etc. The treatment of wood can also counter termites and other pests. However, the trade-off is that those chemicals used can have negative environmental consequences, especially if they're not disposed of properly. Wood burns. Wood burns, yeah. However, it performs better in fire than one might think. As previously mentioned, wood can be treated with various chemicals that can improve the overall fire rating. In some cases, charring of the wood can also be used to help prevent fires as well as making it harder to set alight and burn. Moreover, there are anti-fire systems in place, such as sprinklers, fire extinguishers, etc., etc., that can help slow and prevent a fire before it gets out of hand.
Now we'll address trees are slow to regrow. We are running out of trees. While trees do regrow slowly, they are renewable, whereas other resources for building aren't. Andre Morneau confirmed our initial suspicions that we are not running out of trees. Forestry in Ontario is being handled very well. There is no clear cutting, and the environment is being taken into account with what trees are being left and replanted. The time of regrowth also doesn't matter as long as trees are being cut and replaced in measured sections. This forms cycles where one area has fully regrown trees, ready to be cut, while others are growing. Sections will be ready to be cut in time because of the sheer volume of trees. Forests can be continuously sustainably cut in this sectioned way so long as the demand doesn't rise too high. Now we'll address the conception to be useful outdoors, wood must be treated with chemicals. This is harmful to the environment. We already talked about wood rotting and its susceptibility to insects being higher than other classic building materials, so we'll focus more on the environmental impact. Charring the outer edge, often in log cabins, of wooden buildings can deter rotting and insects, but on average, outdoor wood is treated. The old green CCA pressure treating was bad, but new treatments can be better. ACQ treating, for example, the rich brown treated wood, is still not eco-friendly, but it's leagues better than CCA. Chemical treatments in general aren't going to be good for the environment because their purpose is to stop insects and molds from infesting the wood using metal compounds. Now we'll address the opinion we don't use the whole tree. While our initial thinking was that this is probably true, there's likely a fair amount of waste for each tree, this is for the most part actually false. The branches, leaves, and often bark are left to home animals and slowly decompose, fertilizing the forest. The bulk of the tree is obviously used for the structural product, and the sawdust is taken and resold to farmers who use it for bedding.
I'm gonna continue with the environmental part. As we harvest trees, we are reducing the purification of air. Trees are a carbon sink. As we harvest trees, we are decreasing the capability of the carbon sink, thereby increasing global warming. Trees being cut down doesn't release the carbon. It locks it into goods to be used as furniture or structural components. Dave Smith talked about how Canada has the third most forest of any country in the world, and they are being sustainably harvested. Because these forests are being replanted sustainably, trees are being replaced to become new carbon sinks. The cycle of forestry actually ends up helping reduce the carbon in the environment. Renewability is reliant on the environment. One little bug can destroy a whole forest if it's planted as a monoculture. This is why exclusively species farming and replanting in a non-biodiverse way is in poor practice. But as previously talked about, Ontario logging is managed generally quite well. Even considering those risks, problematic renewability is better than the zero renewability of concrete and steel, making woods renewability one of the strongest draws. In conclusion, wood, while having some drawbacks, wood is a more reliable and advantageous product than first perceived. Wood is strong, having a comparable pounds to pounds strength as concrete. It's dynamic, being applicable to projects big and small. Renewable and eco-friendly, making it a sustainable resource for future generations to come. Thank you.